This is the European Men's Artistic
And that is going to bring us straight into the next subdivision.
Qualification Subdivision 3. Willkommen bei den European Championships, Gerät und Qualifikation der Männer, Subdivision 3. Heißen Sie unsere Turner sehr herzlich willkommen. Please welcome our gymnasts. Starting on floor.
So we welcome Hungary to the competition floor. The team bronze medalist from 2020. Safe to say, I think quite a well-known team, the Hungarians, on the subject of well-known teams. Great Britain. This entire squad wore different national colours at the Commonwealth Games a couple of weeks ago, where they were Team England. They won the title there. How will they fare in team qualification today? And what of Italy? They haven't had too bad a European Championship so far. The women performed sensationally. Can the men take inspiration from their teammates? Not quite as well known an Italian lineup as we've seen in recent competitions. More of an all-around focus here. Time for a little noise. Here's the host nation. It's a very strong German team, you know, with some big numbers. If they can deliver, they could be in the conversation. Now, Azerbaijan next. Just 4 in their team. Azerbaijan with some well-known World Cup performers like Nikita Simonov and Ivan Tikhonov. Ivan Tikhonov performed well in the all-around competition last year too. And what about Spain? That's a very experienced-looking Spanish team, you know. Some all-arounders and some specialists. Now, it hasn't been ideal preparation for Greece. They've had real injury disruption following the Mediterranean Games. Bet you've heard of him, though. Led by Eleftherios Petrounias, who wins just about every single European Championship title, along with the Olympic one in 2016. Switzerland, always a solid team. Again, a team in transition. Now not competing as a team, but a collection of gymnasts from Armenia, real apparatus specialists, I'm sure you know. Looking very good spirits, the Armenian team. Hadochan Medinian, 38-year-old, competing on pommel horse. Ukraine next. Mixture of very experienced and well-known gymnasts and some less well-known. First two gymnasts making European Championship debuts. The rest of them, Messrs Pakniuk, Kovtun and Radivilov, extremely well known. Igor Radivilov with a giant trophy cabinet of medals. And the last team, Cyprus, fresh from winning bronze at the Commonwealth Games. In Marios Ioriu, they have the all-around bronze medalist from 2019. And we have a couple of gymnasts from Serbia as well. Peter Vefic will be doing the all-around. Ivan Dejanovic, a horizontal bar specialist, will actually start his campaign on the horizontal bar. Well, if that isn't fun, I don't know what is. These are the gymnasts who are going to entertain you in just a moment. And in doing so, attempt to secure team qualification for the final, World Championship qualification for their team. And they're also going to be looking to dominate the all-around competition. Just had to pause there for a moment because there's so many different gymnastics competitions going on, even I'm struggling to remember exactly what we're about to see. Hope you're doing okay there at home watching this and keeping tabs on it all. Isn't it a varied lineup, Blythe?
If you thought it was exciting before, you said it, it's about to get even more exciting. You take the likes of Germany, the likes of Italy, the likes of Great Britain, the current Commonwealth Games champions, no less, and you put them all in one subdivision for European titles, for world qualification. Oh, what more could you ask for, really? And above that, there is the specialist story. People like Artur Davtyan of Armenia, who we will see on vault and pommel horse, and Eleftherios Petrounias, the Lord of the Rings of Greece. Always such exciting performers. And gymnasts who could factor in as well, like Marios Georgiou of Cyprus. Some more of a question mark than others.
Well, let's just look at some of the numbers coming into this. In terms of an average score, it's a rather unwieldy metric to look solely at average scores, but it is worth sometimes thinking about. Ahmed Under, a 14.19 would send you as an average score above him into the gold medal position. A 14.08 would send you above Adam Asil, who's currently in second place. Leo Saladino, 13.61 to go into bronze. That's where the real daylight occurs between first and second. So if you're seeing gymnasts who are looking as though they're performing in the low 14s on average, then we've got to start thinking about them as potential all-around medalists. Time to unpack and unpick all of that as we start with Italy, and they are competing on the pommel horse. Matteo Levantesi will get them underway. 24-year-old. First European Championships for him.
quick circles on the horse so far. Some small leg separations here and there. But to this point, good clearance. Decent kick into the handstand pirouette. Italy will take that as a starter.
Well, it certainly relieves the pressure, doesn't it? If you can produce a first performance like that, it's a score they would like to beat, probably, but it's a score they will happily carry through if they need to take it.
Typically, 4 gymnasts will compete on each apparatus, and the teams at this stage have the luxury of dropping their lowest score. So to bank one like this, which, yes, there is some potential room for improvement, but there was no fault and there was no grotesque error. That's a good omen.
This is using the same split warm-up system. We'll come back to that in a moment as we now look at Greece. And this is Stavros Guinness, 20-year-old from the Athens suburbs.
This is the Kasamatsu vault. Technically, if you want, it's a Sukahara with a full twist. We will often talk about Kasamatsus with 1.5 twists or with double twists.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more complicated, we'll try to talk about the difference between those two vaults. But Stavros Guinness starting perfectly solidly. 12.866 for Matteo Levantesi. Christian Balázs for Hungary on floor. Silver medalist on floor at the Youth Olympic Games in Argentina in 2018, where he won a team gold medal and completed his full set of colours with horizontal bar bronze. His senior international debut was at the European Championships last year.
He is one of Hungary's most exciting young gymnasts. And one reason why is that he handles great difficulty and makes it look easy, particularly on floor exercise and horizontal bar. He's opening the line, a front handspring Randy, front with a 2.5 twist. And that a 2.5 twist going backwards to a front layout. Triple twist, under rotated, steps backwards and out of bounds. That will cost him some valuable tenths in execution, unfortunately. But the rest of it, very clean.
Yes, what a shame about the final moments of that routine from the otherwise really sturdy-looking Christian Balázs. He was just off kilter, wasn't he, from the moment he landed. Well, we now head to the horizontal bar. And Marios Ioriou of Cyprus. Just won a medal on this piece at the Commonwealth Games.
This always has the potential to be one of his best apparatus, but he takes risk. Lovely catch on the Cassina, full twisting double layout. There's the Coleman. Such a neat choice of skills. You have the huge releases, you also have the clean, intricate stalders, and a double twisting, double layout. Great dismount.
Marios Ioriou of Cyprus. Another of the team, Cyprus, who have been unbelievably busy lately. Mediterranean Games and the Commonwealth Games. He could be forgiven for thinking he must be absolutely shattered. Maybe he is absolutely shattered. Maybe they are running on fumes a little. 12.966 for Christian Bolas. But there's nothing like a bit of team spirit to keep you going, and they do keep each other going, the Cypriot team. 14.233. Strong number for Marios Ioriou. As we go to Nicola Bartolini on the pommel horse for Italy.
The reigning world champion on floor exercise, which is where he will end his competition. He is also quite proficient on the pommel horse. Wonderful skill that through the handstand flaring down, invented by an Italian, Alberto Busnari, a little more than a decade ago. So far, so excellent for Bartolini. And once more through the pirouette on the dismount.
You go back to the European Championships of 2021. It's where it all started for him. Bad luck in big competitions, but not at the Euros in 2021, where he won a bronze medal on floor. He then went on to win the World Championship title. A solid score, more than a solid score. Gymnast from Azerbaijan competing on the still rings. We're looking at Nikita Simonov, who has a great World Cup record on this piece. He's won 4 medals this season, including a gold in Bulgaria.
Straight planche. The objective for the gymnast is to have their body completely parallel to the floor. Really smooth Yamawaki-Jonassen sequence as well. And of course, the iron cross. An absolute classic on still rings, going back nearly a century.
Fourth European Championships for Nikita Simonov. He's never made a final. The closest he got was in Glasgow in 2018, where he was 12th. Can he do it? Can he cross over that line for the first time?
Final or not, this was beautiful to watch. Not many men make still rings look effortless, but he is one of the rare people who can do it. Nice hold of the Maltese cross. And he bounces down into the iron cross.
Christopher Mészáros of Hungary is their next gymnast on floor.
2.5 twist into double front tuck. That is likely to be a popular pass that we're going to see a lot over the next couple of years, as is his second line, the double twisting double tuck.
He's not just the reigning floor champion, he's the all-around national champion.
Circle into Vendeschwings. Those actually named for Sergei Fedorchenko of Kazakhstan.
gerade geschehen bei Ivan Lipschik, als Nikita Simonov seine Ringeübung begonnen hat und es wurde belohnt. Ivan?
Ja, mit einer 14,6, das ist Platz 3 an den Ringen.
1.5 to front full.
Wir sehen den auf jeden Fall nochmal.
Gymnasts can't pause for more than 2 seconds in the corner or else they get a deduction for excessive preparation. Triple full and stuck cold. What a wonderful display from Mazaros.
He is such a fluid and fluent looking gymnast on floor. .5 is his score. That is a very good number. We'll come back to that and floor qualification in just a while. 14.6 for Nikita Simonov. He's given everything he has, the 26-year-old. And it brings us to the halfway point of the first rotation. The German team are about to get involved. Starting on pommel horse, not the easiest place to begin their campaign.
Warm-up time is over now.
There's a look at Lucas Dowser as he takes his warm-up. Phenomenal gymnast on parallel bars, one of the leaders of the German team. As is this man, Andreas Toba.
Andreas Toba will be the first to go for Germany. He competed at 3 Olympic Games. He has competed at 3 Olympic Games, I should say. His father competed at 3. How's that for carrying on the family legacy? Just seems to be something appropriate, poetic about starting with this. It was at the Olympic Games in 2016 that he injured his cruciate ligament and still completed his pommel horse routine to help Germany qualify for the team final. How does he begin here in Munich? With a pommel horse routine. Could it be anything other than that?
There is a lovely symmetry to it, isn't there? The entire routine. There's just so little to reproach in terms of execution. And this is not easy either. The handstand pirouetting dismount, well done, particularly at the end of an exercise when the gymnast is tired. And this has just electrified the crowd in the Olympiahalle.
The 31-year-old is so experienced, but he's so highly regarded here. What a beginning for the German team. That will do to get them started. 13.866. Great beginning from Andreas Toba. Now, first look at the Swiss team who are competing on vault at the moment. This Andrin Frey, 21-year-old, bronze medalist at the Swiss Championships on vault earlier this year.
And a very strong start for Switzerland. Very intricate vault. Round off, half on to the table, and then a layout front flip, 1.5 twists.
Moreno Kratter scored 13.166 before this for Switzerland. Before that, 13.566 from Marco Pfil. So the second vault for Andrin Frey, the only member of the Swiss team seeking a place in the vault final. 14.233 is the team score. So certainly that will be a counting score. Second vault for Andrin Frey. My goodness, the distance away from the vaulting table. I'm amazed he's still in the building or even in the Olympic Park.
What an extraordinary Dragulescu. Often when gymnasts attempt this vault, we see that they get great height. Well, he gets great height and great flight. Tremendous distance away from the vaulting table. Does a good job of putting things right down the center as well. Doesn't get a lot of extension, actually, in his repulsion phase. But he does have enough to get it around, albeit with his chest a tad low on the landing.
14, I should say, .533. We'll come back to that in a moment. Now, we're with Joel Plata of Spain on the steel rings. He's just won the silver medal in the all-around competition at the Mediterranean Games, his first international honours.
Controlling the rings well so far. Good mix of swing and strength elements. Just the dismount, double twisting, double tack.
Very nice from Joel Plata of Spain, who has also just won the all-around national championship. He's had a very good couple of months or so, and he said that his family and his friends left their souls in each apparatus. They were supporting him so hard. Now let's see if the Swiss can keep this up on vault. Could be a good start to their competition. Just a little adjustment from Noah Seifert.
This the Yurchenko style vault, round off onto the board, back handspring onto the table, and a layout with 2 twists off. Nicely controlled landing too.
14.066. So that gives the Swiss 2 14-plus scores to take through. And now we look for the first time at the British team. And really, where else would you begin? Jake Jarman, the star of the Commonwealth Games for England, 4 gold medals, including the all-around and the floor. He also won team and vault gold. Well, we'll come back to that perhaps as we now go to Lukas Dauser of Germany on the pommel horse. think this might be about to get a very big noise from the fans. Lukas Dauser, as you were saying, so far so good. Well, so far so good the whole way through for Germany thus far.
Pommel horse has never been an event that the Germans really excelled on. It was actually the coach of the German team, Valery Belenki, who was maybe the last great German pommel horse worker, world champion on the event. But obviously this team has made quite an effort to get its difficulty and its execution scores up on pommel horse, and they're seeing it pay dividends right here.
Yes, they've done very well so far on pommel horse. Niels Dunkel, 14.366. We'll come back to that as we now do finally look at Jake Jarman of Great Britain.
Two great lines to open up with. Double twisting, double layout, and double twisting, double tuck.
Nächster Turner für Spanien an den Ringen. Mit Sturz am Barren. Und dann kommt der EM-Großmedaillengewinner für die Ukraine am Barren. Mehrkampf-Großmedaillengewinner für
Front layout full to front 2.5 for Randy. And fantastic stuck triple full to end the routine.
Jake Jarman of Great Britain begins his all-around campaign. He's been in incredible form lately, and he's such an exciting gymnast on floor.
He's got that little something extra.
13.433 for Georges Platter on the still rings. Now, what about this score for Germany on pommel horse? 13.166 for Lukas Dauser. That will be the score they don't carry through. One can be discarded. Not in the final, obviously, and this is the all-around final for the men as well as team and apparatus qualification. Now, an opportunity to look at a gymnast who many expect to be a real contender for the all-around prize, Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. Why? Because despite just being 19, he's already won a European and world all-around medal.
So far this season, he has been nothing but spectacular on the parallel bars. Look at the control on that handstand on one bar into the Healy turn. It just couldn't have been smoother. That as well with an extra half turn than most gymnasts. Makut's just textbook. Once more the Healy turn, perfect handstand. Back toss with quarter turn, and a double front dismount.
Compelling beginning for Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. The all-around bronze medalist in Basel. He went on to get a Kyushu to do the same thing at the World Championships.
14.033, fifth place in the ranking, still rings for
10 elements on every event except for vault count for the difficulty, and everything he does is just pristine. 4
gold medals in parallel bar competition at the World Cup level this season. 14.466, that's a good start for Jake Jarman. And now to Joe Fraser. the other gymnast from Great Britain to be doing the all-around. He has had a bad injury spell lately.
Calm beginning though, front double pike, front layout to double front in the tuck position. Two and a half to 1.5 twist going forwards. Very polished and very precise. Arabian double front is what I believe is the penultimate tumbling line. Round off, full twisting double tuck.
Joe Fraser, the reigning British all-around champion. He's also the reigning English all-around champion.
It was just quietly excellent, this routine. But don't be fooled. It's racked with difficulty. Ending with a round-off, full twisting double tuck.
Ilya Kovtun's score, 14.766. Well, that is what you would expect from a gymnast like him on the parallel bars, where he has been unbeatable all season. 13.633 for Joe Fraser. Confirmation that Ilya Kovtun is the top qualifier so far for the parallel bars final. So we have reached the conclusion of the first rotation. Cyprus, who started on the horizontal bar, go round onto the floor. Just to remind you, in case you needed reminding, that Turkey were the strongest team coming into this subdivision. A total score of 252.862. That's hard to conceptualize. It'll become easier as we go through this competition to get a sense of who might be challenging them. France, second strongest. Romania, third strongest. Netherlands, fourth. Belgium, fifth. Great Britain, for example, started with a 42.365 on floor to Turkey's 41.032. So that's a sense of the potential numerical progression. That's just one piece of data to look at. Germany better on the pommel horse than Turkey were on the pommel horse. So I'll leave you to work all that out at home. A long way to go. Here's Nicola Bartolini on the steel rings after a nice start on the pommel horse.
Begins with a planche. He's known for infusing his gymnastics with a sense of artistry. Pays so much attention to the execution of elements. Double twisting, double tuck dismount.
Italy's Nicola Bartolini, part of the team that won a silver medal at the Mediterranean Games. That was a great gymnastics competition. So many top performers there.
Really good mechanics on his dismount. Cat-like reflexes to get his feet under him, and just a small hop on the landing.
Cat-like, I think, is a very good way to describe his gymnastics at large, isn't it? Christian Balázs on the pommel horse for Hungary.
If you're a Hungarian on pommel horse, it might be compulsory to do the Magyar at some point in your routine, as he does.
And he completes his routine. The 20-year-old from Budapest missed the World Championships last year with knee surgery. 12.833 is his score. Quite in line with how he performed on floor. On the subject of floor, we're now looking at the Cypriot team. This Cyprus team that included Yorios Zangonas at the Commonwealth Games.
Travels quite far on the front layout after the front double full on his first pass, but does a very nice job to control it and not let it become a problem of out of bounds proportions. Adam Rudy, front 1.5. And finally, a 2.5 twist to end.
Yorios Zangonas, 19-year-old from a beautiful place called Limassol in the south of Cyprus. Lovely seaside settlement. And a lovely team, this Cypriot squad.
Taking a look at his first pass once again, see how far he casts himself forward. He'll receive a slight deduction for amplitude, but again, for not making it a big problem, very well done.
12.833 for Nicola Bartolini on the rings. Italians without some of their big still ring scorers. But we have a look now at Lorenzo Casali.
He shows a kip into a planche. There is a slight amount of swing in the ring, and that can make things tricky for the gymnasts because they have to exert even more strength to keep things steady and to steady themselves and do things like press into handstand. And you can see his wrists and shoulders nearly buckling on that. Double twisting, double tuck.
But secure, absolutely secure in the dismount was Lorenzo Casali of Italy. Second time he's competed at the European Championships. He was very strong in the all-around qualification in 2021. He was 14th. He just missed out on the all-around final by a third of a mark, with Stefano Patron, his own teammate, ahead of him, taking the second spot. 12.666 for Yodios Angonas. And we look at Marios Iodiou of Cyprus.
Very popular tumbling task. Front layout, full twist to double front. Very nice double twisting, double tuck.
Handstand zum Abrollen, dann in die Ecke, schön Verbindung geturnt.
Dann 2.5 to front layout, sticks the landing. When it comes to deductions on floor landings, think in terms of small, medium, and large. That was probably a large one. Might cost him half a tenth of a point. Half a point might cost him 3/10. A small hop would just be a tenth of a point.
Marios Iodiou, 13.533. Gymnast who won 4 bronze medals in Birmingham at the Commonwealth Games. All-around team, parallel bars and horizontal bar. Second consecutive all-around bronze at the Commonwealth Games. You aren't going to find many squads as tightly knit as the Cypriot team, especially after that success they had in Birmingham. 13.5 for Lorenzo Casali. Azerbaijan's gymnast vaulting, Ivan Tikhonov, who's going for all-around qualification to the World Championships and all-around success here.
This is something that will help in his campaign. The Kasamatsu with 1.5 twists. We'll do a second vault. This one very different. Yurchenko double pike.
Not quite as successful for Ivan Tikhonov, who started with a 14.333 for his all-around score.
Frankly, he doesn't get a terrific block off of the table and is rather lucky to make that around to his feet.
So in terms of the vault qualification process, Ivan Tikhonov. Fourth place for him at the moment. So some way to go before he's secure. We're at the halfway point of rotation number 2. A reminder that Ahmet Under is the gymnast everybody needs to beat in order to win the European Championship title. What a resounding endorsement of Turkish gymnastics. Oh, and by the way, the second place gymnast is from guess where? Turkey, Adam Asil. Would you have thought it 5 years ago, Blythe?
Well, Ahmet Under is certainly somebody who has been on the international radar for quite a few years, and he has always had some mistake somewhere in the big competitions that has taken him out of podium contention. As for Adam Asil, well, 5 years ago he was competing for Egypt, and he frankly looked a completely different gymnast than he does today.
Great Britain move next to the pommel horse. They started well in team qualification. Germany on the still rings, having had a good rotation on the pommel horse. Andreas Tober. Got the whole team off to such a buoyant start with his pommel horse performance of 13.866. Then Niels Dunkel came along to go half a mark beyond that. There he is. We start the second rotation. Great to have your company wherever in the world you're watching the action from, as this all-around final starts to not quite become clearer, but get closer to becoming clearer. We're one step away from clarity, maybe a few steps away. And in terms of the team qualification picture, let's not even delve too much into that right now, because that's looking intricate too. What we can do is take a moment to enjoy what should be some very nice gymnastics from Glenn Trebbing on the still rings. 22-year-old from Kassel, about 6 hours by car from the city of Munich in the centre of Germany.
Iron cross pulled to L-sit, drops back into an iron cross. Gymnasts have to show a swing move into a strength move. Well-controlled giant swing. And double twisting, double tuck.
Doesn't he start the rotation nicely? Glenn Trebbing, followed by the obligatory, come on Munich, where are you? And they answer, supporting the German team. Spain are vaulting. And vaulting with some real amplitude is Nestor Abad. He has been a Mediterranean Games champion on the vault.
Incredible distance on this Kasamatsu, 1.5 twists.
14.1 the score. We look at Jake Jarman on the pommel horse for Great Britain. Started well, very well.
Just flies up to the handstand on the scissor to handstand. Unusual. The Vende swing between the pommels receives extra difficulty. And the Vende swing at the side of the horse. You can only do 2 of those in one routine. Boy, he's moving well, though.
Isn't he moving well? Jake Jarman of Great Britain, who started with a 14.466 on the floor.
There is such an energy to his work, isn't there? The execution is really good, but on both of the times in this routine that he went up to handstand, he didn't just go up to handstand, he really just rocketed up to the handstand.
Well, we've mentioned the late great Mitch Fenner already once today, but as he said, click the heels and show the judges. Back to the vault, back to Spain. Joel Platter started with 13.433 on the rings.
And he continues an impressive run with this Dragulescu. Just the step backwards at the end. Here's his second attempt. Yurchenko with a double twist. One thing he does do is in the repulsion phase, where the hands are on the table, he actually starts his twist, and you can see that. The judges will see it too, and they will take an execution deduction.
He scored 14.766 for the first vault, Joel Platter. Now we go to Joe Fraser on the pommel horse, the Commonwealth Games champion on this apparatus, ahead of Rhys McClenaghan.
Great work so far from Joe. The pair of scissor to handstands at the beginning, the Wendeschwing in the middle of the pommels, this lovely Wendeschwing travel down the horse and back again.
Great Britain's Joe Fraser making his case, having started with 13.633 on floor.
The British men just look so well conditioned. There's not a hint of fatigue at the end of his pommel horse routine.
James Hall scored 13.933 to get them underway. Glenn Trebbing 13.133. Meanwhile, Niels Dunkel has just completed his routine. We've got Spain vaulting. Redley Zapata.
Oh, extraordinary. Handspring front, double pike, barely makes it to his feet. But look at the height, look at the distance. Wow.
We are really seeing some distance in vaulting today. Zapata scores 14.6 for the team. I tell you what, these are good numbers from Spain on vaults.
That a much different vault. That is the Kasamatsu with the full twist. Just such explosivity. He shows it on vault, he shows it on floor exercise, and he just shows off his character and what he is capable of. Yes, okay, there was a large step back. That'll cost him half a point, but still, such exciting vaulting.
We'll bring you some of these scores for the routines we've just seen in a moment. We've got a bit of catching up to do. There's just so much gymnastics going on. Over on the parallel bars now. Marco Fiel of Switzerland.
One word for the Swiss on parallel bars might be steady. But this is a routine with more than just steadiness. There's beauty and there's plenty of difficulty. Double pike. Oh!
That is really unfortunate for a gymnast who nearly made it into the parallel bars final at the last European Championships and was beaten out by two of his own teammates. And he's unlikely to be making it into the final this time, and it will hit his all-around efforts hard too.
Oh, that's heartbreaking and so uncharacteristic for the Swiss on parallel bars. It looked like he had it, but then actually when his feet hit the ground, he was just destabilized. Scrambled to save it and couldn't.
13.833 for Redley Zapata for his second vault. 13.849 overall. That has him in 11th place.
11. Platz in der Sprungwertung.
Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine on the horizontal bar.
Stalder in. Kachev catches way too close. Has to take an intermediate swing. So there are a few deductions that are going to be associated with that. One is that he did not swing a giant, a full circle out. The second is that he has an amplitude deduction. He catches too close to the bar. He bends his elbows. It's never just one thing when there's a mistake, unfortunately. Rather uncharacteristic of him, too, we have to say. Hopful, giants, double twisting, double layout.
It's going to be fascinating to see what impact that has on Ilya Kovtun's prospects in the all-around competition here in Munich.
Unfortunately, it's not going to help them. Everything else in the routine was his usual excellent self, including the double twisting, double layout. But the error committed, it will have an effect.
13.7 for Marco Pfil. Gives you a sense of what a quality routine that actually was. Now we'll update you on the scores for the British gymnast that we haven't yet brought you in just a moment. But I can tell you that the all-around and pommel horse picture is looking fascinating. I think all of the pictures are at the moment as Andreas Tober going through his paces.
Very popular combination, Yamawaki and Jonassen. Good control in the front giant and the back giant. Full twisting, double layout, great landing.
They absolutely adore him, and they're right to. Andreas Tober, the Rio de Janeiro. Veteran member of the team. Now, Ilya Kovtun, 12.433. Adam Asil had similar issues on the horizontal bar, still in provisional silver. So as we look round at the next set of warm-ups taking place, for Jake Jarman, 13.033 on the pommel horse. That is around half a mark shy of Ahmed Under. Joe Fraser, 14.6, the strongest that we've seen so far. Gianni Regini Moran producing a 13.133 after his 14.266 on floor. He will not be doing the still rings. So at the 1/3 mark of the competition in this subdivision. Great Britain's pommel horse score 41.666, just marginally ahead of Turkey. Spain have started very well. They are the top performing nation in this particular Subdivision, their vault scores totaling 43.566. So well done to Spain for a really good first third of the competition. Switzerland tucking in behind Great Britain, and then Germany after that. But a lot can change, and probably will.
Warm-up time is over. Die Einzelzeit ist vorbei. Blick auf
The third rotation is to begin.
die Männer, die jetzt hier gerade im Jahr sind. Am besten von Joel Blatter, Ivan Tikhonov und auf Platz 4 Andreas Thoma.
Azerbaijan team on the parallel bars next. So a look at Greece on the horizontal bar. Stavros Guinness. Young athlete who is a student of medicine at the University of Patras. Here is Stavros Guinness of Greece.
Good Kachev to begin. Looked like he might have clipped his feet on the bar on that Stalder. If he did, that will be a few tenths of a point. Swings with great power, though. Full twisting double layout, well controlled.
Stavros Guinness of Greece. A much adjusted Greek team as we head to Cyprus, and Marios Yoriou on the pommel horse.
There's the sewn. Very neat skill, but comes off on the Busnari.
It has sometimes been that sort of apparatus for Marios Yoriou.
You have to give him credit for going for the difficulty. He's seeking a big score. He's not playing it safe. But of course, with the potential reward comes great risk. He has 30 seconds to remount the pommel horse and continue his routine after a fall, or else he'll get a deduction. If he takes more than 60 seconds, he will have his exercise terminated. He does opt to repeat the Busnari, and he's doing that so that he makes sure he gets the difficulty value for the element added to his routine. Generally, when you fall, you also lose the difficulty of the skill. But it's a complicated and tiring exercise for a gymnast who has done quite a lot recently. And once again, you see the fatigue coming in as he tries to swing to the dismount.
Took a big puff of air, didn't he, Marios Yoriou, as he finished that. And this is Marios Yoriou we're talking about here. This is a gentleman in extraordinary physical condition. But at some point, all of these competitions do catch up with you, and you do need a bit of a rest.
To be honest, in the training here, he has looked quite gassed, and you notice that he takes up the full 30 seconds before he gets back on the horse, playing a bit of strategy.
in installments. It's a really nice routine. Regrettably, he has lost a couple of marks for unintentionally dismounting the apparatus. Davidovsky scores 12.5 for his horizontal bar routine. Italy have moved their way over to vault. Matteo Levantesi competes for them.
The Rocher handspring double front.
12,033 Punkte für Marius Ciociu.
13.933 for this first vault. He was the bronze medalist at the Mediterranean Games earlier in the summer. Here's his second. He's at least not taken too hefty a fall, but a really big stumble off the landing area. 12.866 as a result. Hands clearly going down to. So not the score necessary for the vault final, but a youthful score for the team of 13.933. Nicola Bartolini. He won the silver medal on vault at the Mediterranean Games. He is a very skilled vaulter. Naturally, we associate him with his beautiful gymnastics on floor, but he knows how to deliver a couple of very good vaults.
Beauty on floor often translates quite well to beauty on vault. Good form on flips and twists carries over, and he's got it.
Hasn't he just? Now he does, as I'm sure you could see, head outside of the lines.
Yes, and depending how many feet go outside the lines, looks like just the one.
He looked like he did well to hold that, didn't he?
He did. So he will have a 1/10 of a point penalty. And then, of course, for the landing deductions, the hopping, the stepping, all of that costs something. But overall, in the air, it's a nice looking vault.
Nicola Bartolini wird uns zweisprungig repräsentieren. für Michalis Czari, 11.066 for Czari. Christopher Mesakos für Ungarn jetzt an den Ringen. 14,30 für Bartolini, 14.30 points.
14.3, the first vault. Confirmation it was just 1 foot out.
Und hier kommt Sprung Nummer 2. Applaus für Nicola Bartolini.
Second vault for him.
Round off entry. 2.5 twist.
As one expects and gets with Nicola Bartolini, there is an air of cleanness to whatever he does in the air.
Cleanness and crispness. This vault named after Canadian Kyle Schufelt, who was the first to perform it about 20 years ago. And just a really nice vault. I'd almost say it's better than the first vault that he performed.
Azerbaijan, with their squad of 4 gymnasts now on the parallel bars. Ivan Tikhonov, who competes at the all-around competition in Tokyo.
Smooth, crisp work from Tikhonov. Stutz and a back toss. Uprise double front in the tuck position. just a step back.
26-year-old has made 6 World Cup finals this year, including a parallel bar bronze medal winning performance in Osijek in Croatia. It's a 12.033 for Marios Ioriu of Cyprus. For the Italians, Nicola Bartolini, 14.4, 9.3 execution for the second vault. As you said, it was a nicer looking vault. We still have some competitors to go on the parallel bars. This is Apostolos Kanelos of Greece on the horizontal bar.
Winding up for a Coleman. Full twisting double tuck over the bar. And that the tucked Kovac. Greece in recent years is more known for Eleftherios Petrounias and its excellent work on the still rings, but they do have a good pedigree on the high bar as well, notably from Vlasios Maras. 20 years ago, he was world champion on this event. Double twisting, double layout.
Apostolos Kanelos of Greece, who made his World Cup debut last year. He made a top 20 finish on the horizontal bar. Still only 22. 12.633 is his score. Another of the gymnasts completing an all-around program. Just to mention something we haven't for a while, that there is World Championship qualification going on here for the teams. The top 13 go through to the World Championships as teams. The top 23 after that in the all-around also qualify a place. 13.8 for Ivan Tikhonov. Just in case you needed more things to be thrown into the mix. We're going to bring you clarification on as much of that as we can at the end of the competition, although the World Championship places have to be formally confirmed by the International Gymnastics Federation as a matter of protocol. We saw Glenn Trebbing there warming up on vault for Germany. Now Spain are on the parallel bars, having started the competition so effectively. The team from Switzerland on the horizontal bar. Last opportunities for warm-up for the Germans on vault. Ilya Kovtun with his Ukraine teammates on floor. And Turkey, the pace setters in team qualification and in the all-around final. We just saw Jake Jarman warming up on the still rings. That's where Great Britain will be next.
Geht's los für die Schweiz und für Deutschland.
Germany's Glenn Trebbing, the first to vault. Just shy of 27 marks in the all-around so far.
Kasamatsu with a full twist.
He competed with his twin brother Lewis at the Junior European Championships in Glasgow in 2018.
Quite a secure start for the Germans on this apparatus. There are higher difficulty vaults that they could do, but this is just solid. Get the team off underway well.
A lot to be said for that. Just a nice, reliable start. 13.766. It's exactly that for Glenn Trebbing of Germany. The next to vault for Germany is Lukas Dauser. He is their reigning all-around national champion, won the title in Berlin in June.
The same vault that we just saw from his teammates. In some ways, it's too bad that it's only valued out of a 4.8. Beautiful in the air. Secure twist. He does land it a bit low. That necessitates the step. There will be some small execution deductions for that. But once again, just very secure, very reliable.
13.633, the number for Lukas Dauser. Has him in the top 15 in the all-around process. Now to a gymnast who really performed strongly on the pommel horse. Joe Fraser of Great Britain. Still rings for him.
This is one of his greatest strengths. Excellent positions like this planche, and smooth swing elements too, as he showed in the Yamawaki-Jonassen combination. And once again, just showing no fatigue. Dismount, double twisting, double tack.
Wonderful from Great Britain's Joe Fraser. Not only has he had a very bad injury recently, a fractured foot, he had appendicitis not so long ago either. It's utterly extraordinary what we're witnessing from him.
And you would never know that he had been ill, that he had been injured, based on what he is putting here. Maltese, great position. No questions about whether he's holding it 2 seconds or not. Drop down into the cross.
Just competed at his home Commonwealth Games. He's from Edgbaston in Birmingham. Spain's Joel Plata is on the parallel bars.
You see the small movement of his left hand in handstand, walking around to regain his balance. Every time he does that, 1/10 of a point execution. And once again, a small hesitation, a flexion a bit of the shoulders.
Bewertung für das deutsche Team. 14-2-0 points für Lukas Kocher. Und wir schauen schnell zu den Ringen.
Uprise double front with a half twist. Great landing.
Joel Plata of Spain. 13.933 for him. One to keep a bit of an eye on in this competition. Great to see him in such good all-around form, nationally and internationally lately. Petro Pachniuk, we haven't had the chance to see him so far. Well, just when you need an experienced performer on steel rings to try to help you with team qualification, here is Courtney Tulloch, reigning Commonwealth Games champion, 2 games in a row.
One of the most experienced, steadiest, most reliable performers on this apparatus. Terrific swinging skill straight to handstand. Planche to iron cross.
Wenn man das mit den bisherigen Wertungen vergleicht, die aber getont wurden, sind die Schweizer auf jeden Fall ganz oben mit dabei.
Roll to cross.
Mit der Übung von eben sind einfach
He has wowed with variations of this routine for so many years. And it is still fabulous. Full twisting double layout.
The 26-year-old has 4 European Championship medals, 2 on the rings, 2 in team competition. Joe Fraser scores 14.266. Now, I said to you at the start of the broadcast, if you can remember, or the start of this subdivision, Ahmed Under, 14.19 average score. Joe Fraser, 14.17. That's how close this is at the moment. The Swiss team are competing on the horizontal bar. This is Noah Ziffert.
Takamoto half directly connected to the tucked Kovac. Second Kovac in a piked position. Doing a lot of in-bar work, stalders. All of this very taxing on the shoulders. Top full. And a triple back tuck with a fantastic landing. Wow.
Now, how's that for a moment of brilliance from Noah Ziffert of Switzerland? Goodness, what a conclusion to his display.
And really nice form on all 3 somersaults. Great landing, too.
The 23-year-old scores 14.133. That puts him very much in the picture for horizontal bar qualification. Good score for the Swiss team as well. Courtney Tulloch, 14.733. Third best we've seen on the rings. Maybe the movement on his landing, part of why he wasn't really quite up there, even closer to the lead. Could be a very tight rings final. Nestor Abad next to go on the parallel bars for Spain. Expectations of a very good performance from him on this piece.
He's shown excellence on the parallel bars in international competition going back a dozen years. is a routine that has been honed and refined and polished over time, and now we just get to enjoy it. Beautiful Bavsar. The double front stuck.
That is likely to be a very useful number for this impressive Spanish team, who are looking good in qualification at the moment for the team final on Saturday. The 29-year-old Nestor Abab. He's competed at 2 Olympic Games, and he's just scored 14.4. That is the 4th best mark we've seen on this apparatus, ahead of David Huddleston of Bulgaria. Now Ilya Kovtun is on floor.
Front layout full to double front tuck. The front double peg did well to keep that in bounds, controlled it. 3.5 twist. Used to do a forward element out of that 3.5 twist, but it's not worth as much now for him to do that with the new code of points. So he's sticking with the 3.5 twist and front 2.5 side pass. He is such a threat in international all-around competition because he outworks everybody when it comes to difficulty. He doesn't just do a flare sequence, he does a flare sequence up through the handstand twice. He doesn't just do a 2.5 or a triple twist, he does a 3.5. The story of his gymnastics. And there is a triple full, stuck to boot.
Even though he scored 12.433 on the horizontal bar, you cannot rule him out as the competition goes on.
You certainly can't. Front handspring, front double pipe.
14.466. Second best score that we've seen on floor. This is all rather interesting now. A lot of jostling for position at the top of the leaderboard. And we are now moving round to the 4th rotation. So those are the standings at the moment. Under. And then under Under is Fraser and Abad in 3rd, Platter in 4th, Asil 5th position. That's your top 5, but just look at those numbers. It's very, very close. Jake Jarman scored a 12.8 on the still rings. So problematic for the young man from Peterborough in terms of the all-around process. Still, from a team perspective, Great Britain looking strong though. And let's just give you a bit of a sense of the team picture now. Spain still the best performers in team qualification so far. And they are currently a couple of marks ahead of Great Britain in this subdivision. About 1.8 ahead of Great Britain. Switzerland almost 2 full marks below the British team. Germany about half a mark, just over half a mark below the Swiss. So that hopefully has brought you up to speed. 4th rotation about to begin. Harachun Nadinian of Armenia warming up on the pommel horse. Turned 38 2 days ago. And we watched him, didn't we, Blythe, in podium training on his birthday, and he looked marvellous.
He looked fully ready to do the routine that he is going to do here. Superb.
A chance to look at the Armenian gymnast for the first time in this competition, and the reigning European champion on pommel horse, Artur Davtyan. 30-year-old from Yerevan who won a surprise victory in the pommel horse competition in Basel.
And he has continued to innovate on pommel horse. He just recently had his own skill named for him in the men's gymnastics code of points on this apparatus. Quite clean and calm throughout all of these elements.
Armenia's Artur Davtyan, also a two-time silver medalist, a two-time medalist I should say, 1 silver, 1 bronze on vault at the European Championships. On the subject of vault, we now move across to look at the Hungarian team.
This is Christian Balas. And this Kasamatsu with a full twist, which we have already seen several times tonight.
13.766 is his score.
Just nice to see him back in international competition.
Yes, he was part of the Hungarian team that took junior silver at the European Championships in 2020. Continue with Hungary on vault, and Boton Kardos, the 24-year-old from Budapest.
Same vault that we just saw from Christian Balas. Very consistent, the Hungarians, on this apparatus. Slight leg separation in the repulsion phase, but very nice technique and form in the second flight. Just the step back, which will probably cost him 0.3 of a point.
Artur Davtyan scores 14.2. So at the moment he's in a qualification place, but it might be tricky for him to defend his pommel horse European title. Some still to come. 13.9 for Boton Kardos. Italy on the parallel bars. Nicola Bartolini, the next to compete. He's going to finish his campaign on floor, which is where most of us really think of Nicola Bartolini being at his absolute best. Just remind ourselves, he arrived at the European Championships last year with only 2 international medals ever. Both bronze medals at a World Cup competition in Croatia in 2018. How his life has changed.
His upward trajectory, as you say, Ollie, has just been stunning. He got there from having a really good foundation to his gymnastics. His basics are sublime. And much the same way an artist paints something beautiful on a canvas, stroke by stroke, competition by competition, he has established his reputation. And every time you see him, he's a bit better.
I think that's beautifully put, Blythe. Nicola Bartolini developing still at the age of 26, showing signs that he's got the potential to do even more than he's doing at the moment.
Beautiful body position in the rather simple back toss. He makes it into something that is just beautiful to look at. The difficulty in this routine is not very high, it's true, but the execution, he understands very well how to get a good score.
Hungary working their way through the lineup on vaults. Benedikt Tomczany, 20-year-old from Budapest.
And once again, a really solid, dependable Kasamatsu-style vault, this time with a half twist more than his teammates.
Christopher Mezados before that, picking up a 14.4 score. Benedikt Tomczany, 13.933. We'll come back to that. Ivan Tikhonov on the horizontal bar.
Already shown 2 huge Kovac skills. One of them did have quite a big leg separation as he re-grasped the bar, but of course the important thing is that he did re-grasp the bar. One will always take a little bit of a form deduction versus a total fall. Dismount, double twisting, double layout.
A good dismount too from the gymnast who started competing internationally for Azerbaijan at the European Championships at the Hydro in Glasgow in 2018.
This the Coleman, and note how far his legs are apart on the regrasp. No such problems on the double-double layout.
Nicola Bartolini's score is 13.633. Italy continue on this apparatus with Lorenzo Casali.
Keeps things moving very well. The Tippelt and then the Busnari. It's a lovely rhythm to this. Double front half out. Beautiful, beautiful landing.
He's a very exciting young gymnast, this 19-year-old, born in Hanoi in Vietnam.
Übrigens Nils Dunkel, aktuell noch auf Platz 6. Joe Fraser.
13.4 for Ivan Tikhonov on the horizontal bar.
Das gibt euch wieder die Möglichkeit, rhythmisch zu klatschen. Jetzt für den Aserbaidschaner
Lorenzo Casali, 14.166. Nicely performed that routine. To one of the great veterans, Haruchun Merdinian, the 38-year-old from Yerevan in Armenia.
Beautiful smooth sewn. Some one pommel work. the Wende swing between the pommels.
.38 2 days ago. How about that? Artyom Medinian of Armenia, 14.5, the third best score that we've seen on the pommel horse so far. He was the European champion in 2016, the first ever Armenian European champion. We're back to Italy and Matteo Leventesi on the parallel bars.
It's a wonderful apparatus for him. Some of his work is reminiscent of Ferhat Arijan of Turkey. The supple, completely extended swing. Double pike dismount. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Easy to see why it was that he won a medal at the national championships last year. Silver on the parallel bars to add to his silver medal on the horizontal bar. Amazing to think this is a gymnast who has never competed before today at the European or the World Championships. How's that for strength in depth? They're in a good mood, the Italian team. 14.8, that is why they're in such a good mood. That's a very good number posted by Matteo Leventesi on the parallel bars. Finest that we have seen. So Germany next to take the parallel bars. They have Lukas Dauser will be performing on this piece, silver medalist at the last Olympics. But the challenge has been laid down, hasn't it, by Matteo Leventesi, going ahead of Ilya Kovtun, going ahead of Ferhat Arijan. What a fascinating European Championships this is turning out to be.
And as long as Dauser does what he is capable of, we are going to be in for a most interesting parallel bars final.
After this, there will be just 2 rotations to go. In terms of the team qualification, it's a very big rotation for Great Britain, after how well Spain performed on vault and Turkey's performance on vault. Great Britain now heads to the vaulting table. Marco Pril to perform on floor for Switzerland.
Hangs on for the stick of the front double full, the front layout. Front layout with a full twist to immediate double front. Arabian double front. This is an exercise with plenty of difficulty. Where he's giving tenths away, really, is on the landings of these passes. Fair amount of shuffling and stepping going on.
It's just incremental, isn't it, from Marco Phil? As you say, a lot of very good difficulty. Small tenths here and there.
It's a complex routine, very cleanly performed. Really the only thing that you have to say negatively about it is that he could be slightly more precise on the landings.
Gianni Regini Moran of Great Britain on vault. He is a very accomplished vaulter. 24-year-old from Great Yarmouth in Norfolk.
This is the Kasamatsu double twist.
14.966 is the score for that. He will do another vault. He's just won a silver medal on vault at the Commonwealth Games. And how about this for vault qualification? 14.4 for Gianni Regini Moran. Youth Olympic champion on vault in 2014 in China. 13.133 for Marco Phil. Now to Jake Jarman.
This is huge. Handspring double front, half out.
He is an absolutely extraordinary vaulter. Won the title at the Commonwealth Games. I mean, his distance is remarkable.
Oh, the technique on this vault. And to be able to land it that cleanly and just take one small, calm step backwards. Phenomenal.
14.833. Now going for vault qualification.
And if he does what he is planning here, this may be the hardest vault that we see in this competition tonight. It's so difficult. It was only debuted internationally a couple of years ago.
He just doesn't quite manage to get that all the way round and land it. Jake Jarman of Great Britain.
And it's absolutely nothing against him that he was not able to land this vault. Essentially, this is a Kasamatsu with a 2.5 twist. We've seen the 1.5, we've seen the double full. He adds an extra half twist. It is so hard to do.
And his development as a gymnast, he's still only 20, has been nothing short of extraordinary, astounding. You just see in the background James Hall, vital member of the British team, doing 4 apparatus. Now we go to focus on Germany for a moment, and Andreas Tober. Just won a bronze medal on the parallel bars of the National Championships.
He's usually so steady and consistent. But that was a miss on the Healy. He doesn't come off, but he will take significant execution deductions for the hesitation, for bending his arms, for struggling up to the handstand, and also for walking slightly after that.
Andreas Tober of Germany, first to perform for them on the parallel bars.
And right after this double pike dismount, he points at the bars. It seems as though there was something wrong with the apparatus. Maybe it wasn't prepared exactly how he wanted it, and that affected him during the routine. Maybe.
Yes, he didn't seem too happy at all, did he? 12.766 is his score. Frustrating one for Andreas Tober. Now we're back with Joel Platter, gymnast from Barcelona, on the horizontal bar.
There's the Casina, full twisting double layout. And Coleman. Layout Kachev, everything really clean. Hop 1.5. Nakamoto with the half turn. Just the dismount left. Full twisting double layout.
You know, he's just getting better and better every single time that we see him in an all-around competition, Joel Platter. And there's nothing like winning a big national title, as he's just done, to make you believe you can head to the European Championships and challenge 14 for Joel Platter. Consider him involved in the conversation. Very involved in that conversation. Jake Jarman gets a 14.833 for his first vault. We've now got Courtney Tulloch of Great Britain, another seasoned vaulter.
Just easy-looking Dragulescu, isn't it?
I mean, as Dragulescu's go, that one was made to look like it was nothing.
He's done this vault for a while now. It keeps getting better.
14.8 the score.
And this was his second effort. Extraordinary. Full twisting. Double back. From the Sukahara.
Yes, that is a fearsomely difficult vault from Courtney Tulloch.
Just two amazing jumps. He has been working up to this in competition. I've never seen him do it that well. Even though it looks like he grazes his hands on the mat, it's so hard. This is great.
Yes, it's the 6 difficulty score that is of such consequence for that second vault. Now we're with Nesta Abad on the horizontal bar. We'll come back to Courtney Tulloch's scores in a moment.
Takamoto half into the layout Kachev. More Kachevs in combination. All business swinging throughout this routine. Tremendous form too. Legs just locked together, toes pointed, arms straight, textbook gymnastics, and a full twisting double layout with the smallest of steps.
Spain are looking magnificent, aren't they? Very good competition for them. Nesta Abad, 13.8 on the horizontal bar. Lucas Dauser The man from Unterhaching in the Munich suburbs. Silver medalist on this piece at the Olympic Games in Tokyo.
We talked about Nicola Bartolini being an artist. Dowser too has that reputation on this apparatus. That said, he is giving away small execution deductions, especially in the first half. Looks more settled right now. Double front half twist.
Germany's Lukas Dowser again trying to get the crowd really making some noise.
Static reaction.
It's a very intriguing picture, this, for the all-around at the moment. Going to update you on it as the gymnasts move round and we have a look at the scoreboard. Let's just catch up with Joe Fraser.
Kasamatsu, 1.5 twists. Really rock steady from Fraser.
14.3 for him. Now Ahmed Under, in contrast, scored 14.533 on his vault. Adam Asil 15.2. But there is a whole group of gymnasts really contending for a place on the podium at the moment in the all-around competition. Not to mention all of these apparatus challenges too.
Yes!
He's pleased. He's very pleased. And that's why 14.766. One suspects we'll be seeing that routine again. 6.4 difficulty for Lukas Dowser. Third best on the parallel bars. Again, very tight at the top, less than a tenth separating the top three competitors in qualification at the moment. So this is the state of play in the all-around competition. Ahmed Under has about a mark of tolerance. Joe Fraser has about half a mark over Adam Asil, but you've got to keep an eye on Joel Plata and Nestor Abad of Spain, who are making a real run for this. Joel Plata and Nestor Abad have typified this brilliant display from the Spanish team. Should say as well that Noah Ziefert of Switzerland is only a fraction behind Nestor Abad. I think it's safe to say, Blythe, this is one of those all-around competitions that really isn't going to become clear until it's over. Sometimes you can really see the data trend with absolute clarity, and sometimes you just have to rather let it wash all over you and let the athletes make the decision. They'll tell us soon enough who's won it. So we begin the penultimate rotation. Haven't even updated you on the team situation, but we'll do that in a moment or two. Here is Lorenzo Casali of Italy.
Begins with a Yamawaki, one-arm giant. Yamawaki considered by some a rather safe release skill. Fulfills the requirement, although it is not comparatively difficult. We've seen a lot of men choosing to use it. And then doing something a bit more difficult, like that layout Kachev. Solid display so far from Lorenzo Casali. Double twisting, double layout.
Italy's Lorenzo Casali. He's relishing being at these championships. 19-year-old, youngest member of the team.
He should keep his body completely extended as he flies over the bar. Notice slight amount of sloppy form. The legs could have been more together. They could have been straighter on the layout Kachev.
Now we have Azerbaijan on floor exercise. This is the first chance to look at Agamurad Garamanov, 20-year-old from Baku.
Solid tumbling so far. The double front and the Randy, the 2.5 twist. Unfortunately, that will cost him a full mark deduction. Will be considered a fall. Support on the hands. It's the same as sitting down. And triple full to end.
Agamurad Garamanov of Azerbaijan. Gymnast who trains at the Ochak Sports Club in the capital city. Casali, 13.366. .433 for Garamanov. An ultimate routine for him. Just 4 in the Azerbaijan team. All of them doing all pieces. Correction to that, 3 of them doing 4 pieces. Not Nikita Simonov, of course. This is Ivan Tikhonov.
Front layout into Randy. Goes out of bounds with 1 foot. Very pretty double layout to follow up, however. Lovely show of flexibility and strength, dropping down to middle splits before his press handstand. Whip to 2.5 twist. Triple full.
Azerbaijan's Ivan Tikhonov. Gymnast who I'm sure is very well known to all of you who studiously watch all of the Gymnastics World Cups throughout the season. He competes so much internationally. Now a chance to catch up with the Cyprus team, and they are at the vaulting table. This is Mihalis Hari, a 19-year-old who was part of the team that won a medal at the Commonwealth Games.
Handspring front with 1.5 twists. Once again, not the greatest display of difficulty on vault, but something he gets through and does very well.
13.9 for him. Hungary competing on the parallel bars with Christopher Mezaros.
Beautiful handstand. One of the simplest skills in gymnastics, also one of the loveliest when it is done like that. Mezaros, no stranger to big finals on parallel bars. Giving away just a bit of execution. Hesitation in the handstand before the dismount.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what that translates to for Christopher Mezaros of Hungary. Wonderful display on floor to get his final started, 14.5. It's been slightly up and down throughout, but with high scoring potential on pieces like parallel bars. 13.6 is the score for Ivan Tikhonov. It's Matteo Levantesi next on the horizontal bar, silver medalist at last year's Italian Championships.
Layout Kachev. Straddle Kachev. Takemoto. One arm giant. Count up the difficult skills. There will be 10 in this routine. Thoroughly enjoyable. Double twisting, double layout.
Matteo Levantesi. He's made a large number of World Cup finals, so it's not as though he's unknown to the international scene. It's just this is a new sort of experience for him, and there's a lot about his gymnastics that is very watchable, very aesthetic. .233 for Christopher Mezaros. Having a good campaign. On the still rings, a chance to see one of the great specialists on this piece, Vahagan Davtyan of Armenia. Oh, the palms opened up to full extension, toe point and finger point.
Point of pride for a gymnast like him to be able to do an iron cross and flail his fingers out because he's just that strong. Nice steady Maltese. Drop to the cross, and once again, those fingers flare out. Steady planche. Pull to handstand. Full twisting double layout.
You're watching there the World Cup champion on the still rings. And that is a demonstration of real consistency. Silver medal in Cottbus at the start of the year. He won Doha, he won Cairo. He's looked very good.
There's just an incredible amount of difficulty in this exercise.
14.666. That's good enough for 4th place in rings qualification. The veteran Vahagan Davtyan of Armenia. 10th European Championships for Davtyan. Meanwhile, his first, and he scores 13.533. We are at the halfway point of this penultimate rotation. Germany on the horizontal bar. That'll get the crowd going even more. In terms of the team picture, Great Britain moved ahead of Spain after the last rotation. 44.599 on vault. Half a mark ahead of Turkey. In the same position. We'll bring you all of the team qualification statistics just as soon as everything is done and dusted here. But increasingly now we're going to start to really focus on this all-around picture and whether anyone can get beyond Ahmet Under of Turkey, Adam Asil of Turkey is 2nd place after the last subdivision. Leo Saladino of France, the gymnast who was in the bronze medal position coming into this subdivision. One of the challengers undoubtedly is Nestor Abad of Spain. To get beyond his own teammate first, Joel Platter, who is performing just above him, and Platter is the next to go. So here is Nestor Abad on floor, having the great competition, the 29-year-old. Two performances to go for Nestor Abad.
Front layout, front double pike. Quite a significant step forward in addition to the out of bounds. And that is a bigger problem. So he loses about 0.6 of a point on the first pass and a full point on the second. That will adversely affect his chances. And it's a shame because he's a beautiful worker on floor exercises, evidenced by this flare sequence.
It is a muted reaction from Nestor Abad at the conclusion of his floor routine. No question, he was really challenging coming into this. Is that going to make it impossible for him to do so?
I'm not sure, but he might have actually cut the routine short from what he planned to do, conserving himself and his body for upcoming competitions.
Over on vault, first look at the gymnast from Serbia, Peter Vefic, 23-year-old.
Kasamatsu with a full twist.
Gymnast who is from Požarevac in the east of Serbia. Scores 13.566. back at the European Championship for the first time since 2019. Took inspiration from his older brother, who was a promising gymnast, followed him into the sport. 12.433 for Nestor Abad. Now over to his teammate Joel Platter to see if he can push himself into the all-around picture.
And that is an excellent start. Double twisting, double layout. As far as the team score is concerned, this does put some pressure on Plata and the two Spanish gymnasts to come, because they will want to drop a sub-13 from Abad. But you're 100% right, Ollie, when you say that Joel Plata is having a breakout moment here. That might receive a slight deduction for excessive preparation.
Nonetheless, Joel Plata of Spain is really announcing himself on the continental stage as an all-around threat. Well done to him.
Excellent position and excellent landing on his first pass.
We'll head to Lukas Dauser on the horizontal bar for Germany.
Genau, der hatte auf jeden Fall Gas gegeben in seiner Bodenübung und einen weiteren Schritt in
Takamoto with a full turn.
diesem Mehrkampffinale.
Finishes well near handstand. Will certainly receive difficulty value for those. And for the tucked Kovac. Clean, smooth giant out of the layout, Kachev. Lovely work so far from Lukas Dauser. Dismount, full twisting, double layout, great control.
Lukas Dauser of Germany, the Munich man, gets his crowd behind him once more. Germany trying to get a place in the team final. Made the decision a couple of years ago to change his training base after 8 years. He made the very intelligent point that it becomes harder to spot the weaknesses of a gymnast when you know them very well. As the score of 13.5 comes in, because you almost start to see what you think you see. He felt it was no slight against his coaching staff, but just simply time for a change, time to reinvigorate things. Now here's a gymnast who has quietly got himself into contention, Noah Seifert of Switzerland.
Really smooth swing. Son, one pommel work. Flares that will really get the crowd into this routine.
This is a gymnast who won his first senior international medal this season. And here we are looking at Noah Seifert and going, you could be part of this discussion. The score is not huge, but it's solid. 12.766. Plata, 14.033. Well. Now Joel Plata will have to go to the pommel horse. Meanwhile, we'll go to the parallel bars to Joe Fraser, the world champion from 2019.
What a wonderful moment that was. Fantastic skill from Fraser. Something else that nobody in this competition does. Lovely clean pirouettes as well. Basket half. Oh, just great stuff. Double front half out.
What a landing from Joe Fraser of Great Britain as this all-around final gets ever more competitive. Terrific dismount, matched by a huge reaction. Joe Fraser. Now, how big a number is it going to be for the British gymnast? 15.066. That is how big. And that makes things very interesting at the top of the leaderboard. We'll digest that in a moment. We'll go to Jake Jarman right now.
Joe Fraser mit der besten Bewertung am Best Score.
Each one of those arm movements, walking in the handstand, will cost him 1/10 of a point. He has such big gymnastics and so much potential. No matter where he finishes on the leaderboard tonight, this will have been an excellent learning experience. You're looking at a gymnast who is coming into his own.
Jake Jarman of Great Britain, how he's even out there doing this after how much the team needed him at the Commonwealth Games, goodness only knows. On the subject of people whose team has needed them at a big occasion and who has been there, Andreas Tober.
But right off the bat, goes the wrong way on the Takamoto full. That is not what he wanted to do. To lose 3/10 of a point plus the execution. Oh.
He's had a very difficult landing.
He's had a difficult couple of rotations. This was not launched anywhere near where he needed it to be able to catch the bar cleanly. And it's really too bad because he is one of the best in Europe on this apparatus. Beautiful sequence of Kachevs. This is a difficult and intricate routine and usually done so well. Double twisting, double layout, that's what he's capable of.
It's with work like that that he won the silver medal at last year's European Championships. His frustration is more than clear. .933. Jake Jarman, 14.133 for him. Now to Redley Zapata of Spain.
on the event where Raiderly Zapata is famous, and one reason is because of that opening tumbling pass. That is the Zapata.
The silver medalist from the Olympic Games on floor.
He takes his tumbling to the maximum. It's not just the hurdle, it's everything that comes after it too. Arabian double front, half out. There is a lot of what looks like effortless stuck landings happening. But they're not effortless. That's just mastery. 2.5 to front layout, and just makes it look easy. Oh, this is phenomenal work from Raiderly Zapata. Double layout. That's how he ends. That's how most people begin.
Raiderly Zapata from Spain on floor. Gymnast who scores 14.233, and that is good enough at the moment for a place in the final. But we'll have to see. This is what things now look like. Fraser ahead of Under going into the final rotation. Platter, third place ahead of Adem Asil. Christopher Mezaros of Hungary in 5th position. Jake Jarman back up there. No Turkish man has ever won an all-around medal at the European Championships. No British man has ever been the champion. Now Matteo Leventesi of Italy on floor.
A most capable tumbler, Matteo Leventesi. Third line, the Arabian double front, half out. Several of Italy's most well-known specialists are not here at this competition. They are ostensibly preparing for the World Championships later on this year. But for his cause, when the Italians do have those conversations about who they're going to put on that team, they may well look back at this competition and take a very close look once again at Matteo Leventesi. And what they're going to see is a gymnast who is very good on high bar, excellent on parallel bars, and not bad at all on floor exercise as well.
Yes, he's not made it easy for any selection committee, has he, Matteo Leventesi, with his good work today on the Italian team. You're watching the last stages of a day-long all-around final. If you've been with us right from the start, you get a special medal of your own for endurance. I'm sure there are many of you out there who have been watching this from the very first routine. Hasn't it been gripping? Italy, the top performers in the women's team and all-around competitions. Armenia over on vault, where they have some real experience and prowess. This is one of their younger gymnasts, Gugik Kajikian.
The Armenians tend to have lovely form, and when the gymnasts are younger, as he is, they don't push difficulty, they push execution, and they add the difficulty only when the gymnasts are ready.
No Armenian team here because of their specialist nature, but I'm sure a lot of you remember looking at the pommel horse final in the European Championships in Basel and going, who is Gugik Kajikian? And then he finished 4th. 13.133 for his second vault. One that we'll probably be talking about as time goes on. 13.566 overall. 13.666 for Matteo Levantesi as he brings to a close his all-around campaign. And now we go across to a real specialist vaulter, Artur Davtyan of Armenia, the bronze medalist at the Olympic Games, the first ever Armenian medal in artistic gymnastics at the Olympics. Oh, yes!
Absolutely fabulous. From an execution standpoint, probably the best Dragulescu that we have seen all night. Mostly because of the way that he controls the landing. Just wonderful.
Here's the World Cup champion on vault, winning 3 competitions. He was unstoppable. 15.133. You were right about the execution. 9.533.
It's going to be interesting what he chooses to do for his second vault. He has a couple of choices, one of which tends to give him trouble and the other of which does not.
And he's given himself margin for error here, hasn't he, to get into that vault final.
What he's capable of is the Kasamatsu with the double full, but he might choose to do it with just the 1.5 twist. He really worked on the double full for the Olympic year, and it's one of the reasons he won an Olympic medal on this apparatus. But there were times in the lead up where he did not make it look easy. Let's see. And not at all. Completely different vault. Handspring, 2.5. The Randy.
And that has, one suspects, really changed the vault qualification picture. Artur Davtyan of Armenia.
The body position on this is absolutely stunning. Completely straight up and down. The twist is so tidy, and the landing is so soft. He makes that look an awful lot easier than any Kasamatsu that he does.
Well, that is superb. 15.149, the average score for Artur Davtyan. He's easily the best performer in vault qualification so far. Hungary are over on the horizontal bar. Christopher Mezaros, team bronze medalist at the 2020 European Championships.
Hungarians have shown that they are willing to take risk on high bar. Lovely smooth Kovac, once again in the tuck position. Layout Kachev. And in the straddle position. Having quite a good evening, Christopher Mezaros. Double twisting, double layout.
He certainly is. Hungary's Christopher Mezaros. Whether he'll be able to do enough at this stage to really challenge is debatable. But again, he's only 20, this young lad.
And such security, such a mature performance.
13.6, Christopher Mezaros. That puts him into the provisional bronze medal position. So well done, Christopher Mezaros. He's the first gymnast to change the order. Leo Saladino drops down. Now Azerbaijan over on the pommel horse with their experienced Ivan Tikhonov. And we'll come back to the pommel horse later. We absolutely will be coming back to it because it's where Spain are going to be next. Meanwhile, we're over on the still rings and we're looking at Eleftherios Petronius, the Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, the master of the Maltese.
And the European champion in 2015, 16, 17, 18 and last year.
Strength second to none. Double twisting, double tack, classic.
31-year-old is not looking too bad at all at the moment. Great return to the European Championships for him.
The positions are so difficult, and he makes them look so easy.
Nicola Bartolini of Italy, the world champion on floor.
Starts off with the Randy, front 2.5. Double front pike, half out. Double twisting, double tuck, kicks out of it. One and a half twist of front double full. It's clear that he pays as much attention to all of the little details between his tumbling passes as he does to the acrobatics itself. Both are beautiful. Triple twist.
You go back to the last European Championships. Clearly it was the starting point of massive things for Nicola Bartolini. A gymnast who's been able to turn European success into even greater world success. Can he now come back for the European title, having won the World Championship in Japan last year? For Eleftherios Petronius, the score 15.1, the finest that we've seen on the rings. He will be part of the rings final. It's European Championship tradition after all. We've got to have him there. It's the law. Two craftsmen on their apparatus embrace each other. Eleftherios Petronius and Nicola Bartolini. There is a purity about his gymnastics that is so wonderful to see. And just to update you on what's going to happen in a moment, Great Britain will be performing on the horizontal bar, so Joe Fraser will be a key focus for us there. Joel Platter will be performing on the pommel horse. And those gymnasts seeking to go beyond Ahmed Under, Adam Asil, and indeed Christopher Mezaros, who's currently in the bronze medal position. Well done to him. This is a bit of a wait. It gives us a chance to enjoy the routine again. Why not?
Beautiful flight, such fluidity, and a huge effort to minimize all of the execution deductions for landings.
He's wondering where the number is. Is it going to be what he's looking for? Still nothing. They've got the official app there to try to get the scores. There is Nicolau Meer just finishing off his warm-up on the pommel horse. We'll come back to Nicola Bartolini's score as soon as we have it. But this is Nicolau Meer, 22-year-old from the wonderful city of Palma, on the island of Mallorca. He was part of the team that finished 12th in Tokyo.
When we speak of the Spanish resurgence, it really began in 2019 when the team finished 12th at the World Championships, grabbing the last team spot to the Tokyo Olympics. And since then, it's been nothing but up.
Nicolau Meer, silver medalist at the all-around national championships just a matter of weeks ago after winning the title in December of last year. Now over to vault, and a chance for us to see Ukraine competing. This is one of the newer additions to the team, Mikita Melnikov, a European Championship debutant. .13.4 for the 19-year-old from Kyiv. Only made his senior international debut in May at the Varna World Challenge Cup. It's a beautiful sight, isn't it, the Olympiahalle? Who's going to be taking quite literal centre stage after this competition is done and we present the medals for the all-around competition here at Munich 2022, the second multi-sport European Championships. There's never been a Turkish medalist in the all-around competition. There has never been a British champion. Spain have enjoyed success with Rafael Martinez winning the title in 2005. He won a silver medal the year before that. Meanwhile, this is Lukas Dauser on floor for Germany.
Twist, a front layout full. Strong start on floor exercise for Dauser. can be quite difficult to end on this event after having done 5 apparatus. Floor exercise demands so much from a gymnast.
Und auf dem Sprung der Titelverteidiger Igor Radivillov.
Lukas Dauser brings his home competition to a close at this stage at least, for we will see more of him. That is clear. But his qualification campaign is done. Nicolas Almeer would like to see the gymnastics and not the camera. We'd like to see Nicolas Almeer. I'm sure compromise can be reached. 13, the score. I think he's focused on other things, isn't he, Nicolas Almeer? Doesn't care about us. But we care about him, and we care about this Spanish team who are doing wonderful things.
And we care about this very clean floor exercise just presented to us by Lukas Dauser. Very nice middle pass. Front double fold of front layout. Always such good form.
13.766, that's 6th place in floor qualification for Lukas Dauser. Sixth place in the all-around, I should say. Now we go to Igor Radivillov of Ukraine.
A very reliable vaulter, doing a very reliable vault of his, the Dragulescu.
14.833 for this vault, well executed. That's very interesting, isn't it? The veteran Igor Radivillov, the defending 2-time vault champion at the European Championships. Let's not forget about him, shall we?
Let us not forget about Igor Radivillov, indeed. So consistent with those 2 vaults. This one, the Sukahara double pike. And we may well see this again.
Now, this is a big moment in this final. Joe Fraser of Great Britain trails Ahmed Under. And the gap, 13.266. This is his final performance. Great Britain's Joe Fraser.
Takamoto have to immediate Coleman. Such a nice combination and so well delivered. There's the Casina. Oh, this has plenty of difficulty.
Doesn't it just?
Layout Kachev.
Oh my word.
0.3 of a point for swinging the wrong way, and questionable as to whether he gets the D.
But for a place in the record books, Joe Fraser of Great Britain. Will it do? We will discover. A look back at this performance from Joe Fraser.
Throughout the first half, it was brilliant.
The conversation continues. Joel Platter has something to say. He goes to the pommel horse, leading Adem Asil for a spot on the podium coming into this. Adem Asil scored 13.3 on the pommel horse. You know, whatever happens, Joel Platter, wherever you finish, you're here now, you've arrived, you're at the dance.
Be proud, happy. I should have just put it late.
A massive weight for Great Britain's Joe Fraser. And we remind ourselves of what he is waiting for. It's 13.7 for Joe Fraser of Great Britain. It means that he's gone into the gold medal position in the all-around competition ahead of Ahmed Onder by a matter of a few tenths. No British gymnast has ever won the all-around title at the European Championships. Here now is Jake Jarman, his teammates.
Excellent catch-up skills. Only the dismount. Full twisting double layout.
Jake Jarman, what a summer you've been having. Absolutely extraordinary. The makeup of this all-around podium is going to be so full of famous firsts.
566 Punkte, 13.566 points. Und es ist am Ende Platz 4, fourth place in the all-round ranking.
Now, where does Joel Platter fit in? 13.566, the score for the Spanish gymnast. And that puts him just below Adem Asil in fourth position. He has done absolutely extraordinarily. Now we wait for the competition to conclude before this is made formal. But indeed, the Great Britain team are right to be in a very good mood, as are the Turkish team, as are the Spanish team. There's your leader. There's your possible European all-around champion. Jake Jarman, 13.2 for him. It's a very credible performance. 8th position in the all-around competition. Well, we still have gymnasts competing, so nothing can be announced at this stage. But what about those two? Ahmed Under, Adem Asil, never a Turkish gymnast ever on a European Championship all-around podium. It has now been confirmed that Joe Fraser of Great Britain is the champion of Europe. Fractured foot, appendicitis, Commonwealth Games, competition after competition, no bother, because it's Joe Fraser and he's your European champion. And the Turkish men have just made history in incredible fashion. Ahmed Under and Adam Asil, all-around medalists. That is a lovely moment.
How well-deserved for all three of these gymnasts. They have been on the international radar for years now, and this moment has been a long time coming. What a podium.
And to make sure that he is not the forgotten man in this, Joel Plata of Spain, 4th position, and Noah Seifert of Switzerland, currently in 5th place. We'll await the classified results, and if that's the case, young Seifert has had a stormer of a competition. But it is going to be time in a moment to hear from the European all-around champion, Joe Fraser of Great Britain. The classified results in the men's all-around competition at Munich 2022. Joe Fraser of Great Britain, the European champion, the first ever British gymnast to accomplish that. Ahmed Under and Adam Asil of Turkey, also making history for their nation. It's been an extraordinary men's competition. A look right down the leaderboard. Every name you look at there has played their part in a thoroughly engrossing day of gymnastics, every single one of them. And we'll start to unpick what all of this means from an all-around qualification perspective for the World Championships too. There's the apparatus qualification, the team qualification, but maybe just a moment to pause, a moment to recognise when sometimes history gives you a first and you have to step back and take in the brilliance of it. Here's the European champion.
Jawohl, jetzt haben wir den neuen European champion, Joe Fraser. Congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, it's a dream come true, you know. Me and my coach and the team have had lots of obstacles along the way, so being here alone is an achievement in itself.
Yeah, you've been the second silver medal 2018, and you're on the world champion 2019. What can we expect for the weekend?
Oh, well, we're just going to enjoy our gymnastics, and as you saw out there, we really came together as a team, and I couldn't have done it without them, so we'll see what we can do. We'll get behind each other and hopefully some more success.
Fabulous. Congratulations. European champion, gold medal, Joe Fraser.
He's a very gentle and softly spoken individual, is Joe Fraser. He'll be glittering with gold in a moment. And then there was calm, and much for us to digest. Let's start with the men's team qualification standings. Great Britain some way ahead of Turkey, 3 marks of gap, and then it's very close. Turkey and Spain, Italy and France not too far away. All the way down to Hungary have made it into the final. Great effort from Hungary to make it in. Austria said that if they finish 13th, they would be celebrating. That was their aim. They've done it. Just ahead of Finland, just ahead of Finland. Commiseration to the Finns and to Norway. Well done, though, to Austria. 13th place, they will go, as will everyone above them, to the World Championships with a maximum squad. And let's remember everyone we've seen so far today, the great spirit of the Irish team, the Icelandic team with their lovely execution and their improving skill. They've all played their part in this narrative. Now, the men's floor final will be those top 8 names. Nicola Bartolini of Italy and Christopher Mezaros of Hungary level on 14.5. But there's not much of a gap. The top 4, not much of a gap at all. Olympic silver medalist Redley Zapata in reserve behind Gianni Regini Moran of Great Britain. A lot of gymnasts to get through in these results pages. And there, Nicola Bartolini, the top qualifier on execution. You expect him to win an execution tiebreak, don't you? We'll come back to those results in just a moment.